maybe I should get back into comedy, right? So I go to tell my wife, hold on. It's important you guys remember where I am in my life when this moment occurred. I was living at my parents' house in a one-bedroom cottage with my wife and son. So I go to my wife, and I go, look, babe, I know the real estate company collapsed. We're living in my parents' house right now. But I think what I really need to focus on are open mics. I think I need to get back out there, start scrapping away at these mics, baby. And then my wife basically like rolled up a newspaper and like hit me on the nose like, no! That's not what you need to do. We need to fucking go sell a house, goddammit. Fucking living in your parents' house, we gotta get out of here. I fucking hate it. She was right. You know what I mean? Eventually, my dad even had to take me on a walk. I'll never forget this. He took me on a walk. We're walking around, and I just gotten in this fight with my wife, telling her that I wanted to do comedy again. And he's like, look, Taylor, you're living at my house right now. You know what I mean? Like, I get what it's like to pursue your dreams. Like, I'm a white bass player. I get it, you know? Against all odds, right? But I've been a professional musician since I was in my 20s. You're in your 30s and you live at my house, and I honestly don't even think you're that funny. So maybe you need to just like focus on business. Like you're good at business. Like you support your family. Like that's what you should be doing. You should do that. And I remember him saying that, and I remember thinking even as he was telling me that I had no choice. Like I had to keep pursuing comedy because at that point I wasn't gonna ever show my son that you're allowed to give up on yourself. So I wanted to show him an example of what it's like. I wanted to show him an example of what it's like to pursue your dreams, even though guaranteed they won't work out. So that's what I started doing. I started just trying to remove hurdles. From that point forward, I quit drinking, I quit smoking. I haven't had a drink in several years at this point. I recorded my own album. I released the album. I put the album out with my skateboard jokes. The skateboard jokes went viral. Fucking Tony Hawk started following me. I got an interview in the Bible. Otherwise known as Thrasher Magazine. I got interviewed in Low Card Magazine. I get flown out to Tampa every year to do comedy in front of one of the biggest skateboard contests in the world. I now travel the country doing comedy in skate shops all over the country. All of these t-shirts down here are skate shops that I performed in front of. And I appreciate all that. I appreciate all that. I don't mean for you guys to clap after anything I say. All I mean when I'm telling you guys all this stuff, all I mean is, fuck you, Dad. You know, like it's just like you don't know me. You know, like I can do whatever I want. I pursue my dreams. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. So I told him that one time, and in not so many words, it was more just like, hey, Dad, I remember when you took me on that walk and you said, you know, I shouldn't do this, so I'm kind of having a lot of success right now, you know? And he was like, oh, son, nobody knows you better than I do. And I knew that if you ever had a shot at accomplishing any of this stuff, exactly what you needed to hear from me was to stop. And then I was like, fuck you, Dad. One more time for my dad, everybody.
so glad to be able to join you all here tonight and relieved that this baby has given us just enough time to actually make this special happen today. So, yes, round of applause for the baby. Thank you. I am up here to introduce my husband, who tends to make me do the heavy lifting, even when I'm 9 months pregnant. So, without further ado, please give a very warm welcome to the one and only Taylor Clark.
Wow, Karina Martins, huh? Come on, let her hear it. How am I gonna follow that? Yes! One more time for the coffee stars, huh? Fucking awesome is that. Thank you guys so much. That is my father, James Clark, on bass. Let him hear it. That's right. That's right. My dad plays bass. I wanted to start my special the same way I used to start every conversation in first grade. My dad plays bass. What the fuck does your dad do, huh? My wife is pregnant right now. We're about to have this next baby. Thanks. Anybody else in here have kids? All right. It's that kind of energy that keeps the rest of the people from ever wanting to have kids. Did you guys hear that sad fucking one of us energy, that culty fucking... It's always like, who has a kid? I know. One of us. People hate kids. Who here just hates kids? Isn't that crazy that you can still ask who hates a group of people and get applause this day and age? People fucking hate kids. I've noticed that people with no medical knowledge whatsoever know everything about pregnancy and childbirth and will tell me without me asking them all the time. Like, and it's always someone who smells like incense and crystals. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna come up to my wife and be like, oh, did you have sex during a full moon? That's gonna be a girl with asthma. And you're like, what the fuck? How do you know that? But then I go to the doctors, and doctors don't know anything about pregnant women, or women for that matter. It's crazy. I can't believe it. We go to the doctor and my wife's like, yeah, my areolas grew 3 sizes. I'm having fucking nightmares every night. And the doctors always say, that's not common but normal. The fuck does that mean? Not common but normal? You might as well just be like, yeah, I don't know, that sounds crazy. Shut the fuck up, get out. You know, like, not common but normal. And then my wife will just start trying to like see if she can trick him or whatever. Be like, yeah, I'm also peeing solids. Doctor's like, yeah, that's not common but normal. That's gonna happen. You're gonna pee some Play-Doh. I mean, that's how it works. The female body is a mystery. I mean, I'm getting older. I'm getting older. It's tough. My hair's falling out. I'll show you. All right. Despite what you guys think, that's not a confidence booster. Because I know that's not how anyone feels in real life. I almost never take my hat off. The only reason I'm even taking it off at my special is because I want the world to see what it's done to me, okay? This is what happens. Fucking... I'm so sick. I'm so sick of everyone being like, do yourself, be yourself. And then you take your hat off and they're like, never mind. I didn't know you was that. Don't do that, okay? I want to watch a comedy special. I don't want to look at a decaying accountant for the next hour, okay? Put your hat back on. And that's the only reason I don't wear a hat because I'm insecure. I wear a hat because I don't want to ruin the show. Do you understand? And it's not just like women that hate bald people, and they do, right? Because if you're short and bald and you're on Tinder, you're like 5 swipes away from just being bred out of existence. Like that's What's happening? Talk to anybody. I don't care how woke the woman is. They're like, yeah, I accept all people. And you're like, what about short and bald? They're like, what am I, stupid? No, I don't. No, they gotta be tall and handsome. I'm not, That's every woman. It's not just women too. Also children feel this way. I'll be hanging out with my son and his friends or whatever, and I'll be like, hey, Dad, will you put your hat back on? You're kind of freaking everybody out. And then randomly, he'll just find me out of nowhere. He'll be like, oh, Dad, put your hat on. I'm like, I'm in the shower. If there's ever a place I can be myself, it's here. And honestly, what are you doing in here? This is inappropriate. Get the fuck out. Getting older, man. My hair's falling out. My ankle is broken. I dislocated my shoulder. It pops out all the time. I lost a bunch of teeth recently. I'm wearing a denture right now. What is happening to my body? I always wanted to beat my dad at something. I didn't think it would be bodily decay. What if I did want to rub my dad's face in that and I was like, look at me now, Dad! Yeah, you might beat me at basketball, but I'll beat you to the grave, goddammit! I hate it so much. I keep my hat on because the hat, it's like a transformative piece of fabric. Right? Because I go from like cool skater guy to pissed off basketball coach like real fast, right? Because like with the hat on, you're like, hey man, pass the joint, let's play a game of skate, right? But then I take it off and I'm like, you better hustle if you want to make it to regionals, goddammit! Even in my fantasy, we never make it to state. We only make it to regionals. That's what going bald does to your confidence. I am still just so excited to look out into a crowd and see everyone's chins again. Turns out I'm a chin guy. I didn't know that about myself until you took them away from me for like 2 years. Everyone was wearing masks all the time, and then all of a sudden chins turned into the new side boob. Do you guys remember that? You'd be at the grocery store, someone's chin would pop out, and you'd be like, are we allowed to see that part again? I am into this. Oh, fuck, is that a lip slip? Let's go. Let's go. I went way too hard on vaccines. I learned a really hard lesson with Trump and COVID and all that shit. Everyone says, oh, I keep it 100. You hear everyone say that all the time? I keep it 80 max. That is as far as I go on anything. Because if you go to 100, people die. You know what I mean? Like, I did that with vaccines. I was like, you gotta get them. Everybody's gotta get them. Went way too hard in the paint on it. All my friends who didn't want to get vaccinated, I didn't know what to say. I almost told them it made my dick bigger. That's what I thought it would work. They don't want to get vaccinated. I'd be like, hey, well, it made my dick bigger, you know? But then what would happen is they'd all be like 45 Modernas in at this point. Right? They'd be coming up to me every week. I'm like, when's it gonna kick in, Taylor? When is this gonna kick in? And I'd have to be like, oh, you took the wrong one. It was Johnson & Johnson, stupid. So obvious. It's right there on the label. Yeah, but then they would have all died, you guys. That's what would have happened. I go 100, you kill all your friends. That's what happens. I go fucking 80 max. That's as far as I go. But it's hard, you know, because everyone wants to give you advice. Doctors don't know anything. Fucking the rest of the world doesn't know anything. So you're left on your own trying to be a good parent. And I'm trying my best all the time to be a good dad. Like anything my son asks me, I never lie to him. I always tell them the truth, and I always try to come through, no matter what. But nothing fucks your kid up more than trying not to fuck them up. Because my son was like, Dad, I want you to make my Halloween costume for me. And I was like, hell yeah. I can do that for sure, right? Like, what do you want to be for Halloween? And he was like, Dad, this year, I want to be a Kegal. Look, son, are you watching your mom's Pilates videos on YouTube when she's not around? Do you guys know what a Kegal is? Yeah, well, it's not a... Right. Well, it's not a children's fucking Halloween costume. A Kegel's an exercise, okay? It's like my son said he wanted to be a push-up for Halloween. Or a crunch. But he didn't say push-up or crunch. He said Kegel, and that is a specific exercise. If you don't know what a Kegel is, it's an exercise designed to increase the strength of your pelvic floor. Yeah, I thought my... Right, exactly, yeah. I thought my son wanted to be a tight pussy for Halloween, you guys. What else am I supposed to think? A Kegel. And if you guys don't know how to do a Kegel, just pretend you're putting a straw up your asshole and drinking soup. Now, if you're not laughing right now, that's because you just tried to do that, okay? Yeah, that's right. You felt your chair shake? That was your husband learning to Kegel, is what that was. So anyways, I look at my son and I'm like, look, son, you want to be a Kegel for Halloween? Like, I'm flattered that you want to dress up like one of your dad's heroes. What's that, kid? That is the best joke I ever wrote. Thanks. Anyways, yeah, I always think it's gonna get a bigger pop, and it never really does. Even at my special, I'm like, no, but it doesn't. And so, anyways, listen, kid, do you even know what a Kegel is? He's 7, right? He's like, yeah, Dad, Kegel, cat, eagle. And I was like, oh. Cat, eagle. Of course that's what you think a Kegel is. I'm glad I asked him before I explained, you know? Because I almost told this kid to go put a straw up his asshole and drink some soup, right? So, he would have done it. He's a great listener. So anyways, I'm just so relieved I don't have to dress him up like a vagina muscle exercise for Halloween. I was like, oh, for sure, I'll make you into a cat eagle, no problem. I don't have to go to Joann's Fabric and ask these ladies how to fucking make pubes. This is great. I'll dress you up, cat eagle, no problem. How complicated could that be? I just said yes. I was like, yes, cat eagle, you got it, son. I didn't think it through at all. I forgot that he's a visionary, right? I was like, whiskers, wings, cat, eagle? He's like, nah, Dad. Down the middle. Cat on the left. Eagle on the right. 50-50, cat, eagle, dad, Kegel, I want to be a Kegel, Dad. And every time he would say Kegel, he would kind of do one. It was kind of unsettling, you know what I mean? He'd be like, I want to be a Kegel, Dad. Dress me up like a Kegel. I want to be a fucking Kegel for Halloween. I'd be like, all right. Just stop Kegling me out of the room, okay? I'll dress you up like whatever you want. Just don't Kegel your father into the kitchen ever again, and I'll do it. So I get to work on this costume. I get a bunch of feathers. I get a bunch of carpet. I'm sewing this thing together. I'm working on this thing for days, hours, nights, and nothing is good enough for my son. He is marching around giving me notes the entire time. Like he's a Parisian fashion designer on a deadline, you know? He's like, no, more feathers, Papa. It's got to have a bigger beak. What are you, crazy? I want to look like a Kegel, not a boiled chicken. And I'm like, whatever you say, son, you got it, boy. I'll fucking make you the best Kegel anybody's ever seen. And I work on this costume for weeks. I pass out from glue fumes 3 times. All right? My hands are calloused, okay? And then on Halloween, he comes in and he's like, you know what, Dad? I want to be Harry Potter. Yeah, I'm not really into Kegels anymore. I'm more of a boy wizard kind of guy, and feel like that's what I want to do. And I worked so hard on this costume. It wasn't even about him at this point. It's about me. I was like, oh, you're going to be the prettiest fucking Kegel anybody's ever seen. Now get into that costume and get out there and trick or treat. And he loves his Kegel costume. He is wearing it, rocking it, doing Kegels all over the neighborhood, right? Just loving life. I think everyone in my neighborhood is gonna be like, wow, you're such a good dad. You know, you made such an elaborate costume. Your kid is so happy. How do you do it? That's not what happened. Because I forgot that the first question they're gonna ask him at every single house he goes to, every single person that walks past him, yeah, what are you supposed to be? And it's not obvious, he looks fucking nuts, you guys. Half carpet, half feathers. Walking around, he looks like Roadkill Big Bird, you guys. Not one person was like, nice Kegal costume. That didn't happen, not once. Let me guess, cat, eagle, Kegal, killer. Fuck yeah, kid. That didn't happen. And I can't hear the people asking him that question either, right? I'm standing at the end of the driveway, just watching the parents' faces. Right? I can see some 40-year-old frozen princess, you know, all dolled up, excited about Halloween, opens the door to see my son, and is like, my son's just standing there being like, yep, a Kegal. That's right, I said I'm a Kegal. Yeah, a Kegal. All over the neighborhood, I'm a Kegal, I'm a Kegal, I'm a Kegal, I'm a Kegal. And I'm watching these parents' faces at the end of every driveway just calculating. They're doing that like neighborly math, you know, where they're like, what's the right thing to do? When a 7-year-old dressed as a vagina muscle exercise comes knocking at your door. I mean, do I give him a Kit Kat or do I call CPS? Like, what is the right thing to do? Anyways, we get him back in a couple of weeks. So we get him back, I mean, a couple of weeks. No, you guys, he didn't get taken away from us. He just got taken out of every play group he's ever been invited to. All the dads are like, don't invite that Kegal kid over to play basketball, okay? But the rest of it is true, except my wife made the costume. But the rest of it. And honestly, guys, if you guys still don't believe me, well then, check that shit out. That's the costume in all of its glory. It's tough trying to raise a kid right now, you know? It's like, I don't know. I wanted to get my son into a really good school, and we eventually did get him into a private school. We're not rich. I just got a scholarship for underprivileged kids with big dick dads. And just want to take advantage of the opportunity my diversity allows, you know? So, but I was trying to find a good school for my son, and I found out how you figure out which schools are good, and that is on Yelp. Yes, because there's not one school in this entire country with more than 1 star on Yelp, by the way. And that's not because these are bad schools. That's just because students are allowed to review their own schools. So most of the reviews are like, this school sucks, #boobs 1 star. Like, it's a lot of that. But then eventually you see a 5-star review, and this is what lets you know what kind of school it is. Because the 5-star review, it's immediately obvious who wrote it. Because it says something like, the teachers at this school are underappreciated, underpaid, And if it weren't for these teachers, these kids would have no hope for their futures. Thank God for teachers, 5 stars. But this is when it gets good, because in the next review is like, that's Miss Jones. She's a bitch, 1 star. And the kids pile on after that, like, yeah, fuck Miss Jones, 1 star. Hashtag boobs. And then the next one's like, she's not a teacher, that's an authoritarian with gout, 1 star. And you're like, damn. But that's how you know it's a good school, because you're like, that's good writing. Right? That's a good use of language, right? And then the next one's like, you know, like, she smells like old litter and fresh divorce. You're like, oh my God. As a comic, I'm like, that's a good roast, you know? Mrs. Jones probably is a pretty good teacher, actually. And the thing is I agree with Mrs. Jones. Teachers are underpaid and underappreciated. It's 100% true. We already established earlier how many people hate kids. If you like kids and you're good at teaching them, you should make $230,000 a year. Yeah, seriously, whatever it takes to get you to the building. $200,000, you want 2 Teslas to drive to school like water skis? Who gives a shit? Like, go. Get in there. I don't even care if you have problems. Oh, you smoke inside, you carry a gun. In a lot of states, that's a feature, not a bug. Get in there. But that's not what we get. Unfortunately, we don't treat teachers like that. So what we get are a lot of teachers who don't want to do it. We get a lot of teachers who are just willing to do it. Like, I didn't like teachers growing up. All my teachers were just guys that were like, why do you teach? And they'd be like, I don't know, I still suck at guitar. And I don't want to quit drinking, so I guess. And then I want to go to Burning Man every summer too, so I guess that. Just keep coming back till I get tenure and they get rid of me is the plan. I always like the substitute teachers, because they always come in with the swagger of like a rogue cop. Right? They come in, they're like, yeah, I work outside the system now. We're gonna get the job done, but we're gonna get it done my way. Let's put on a movie. What do you guys say? Hey! Yeah, let's put on a movie. Get that AV card in here. Yeah, wheel it on in. Have you guys seen Pulp Fiction? This shit's crazy. Fucking enjoy. All right. You guys watch this movie. I'm going to try and crack this cold case on my missing career. But we need good teachers. My friend is an English teacher. She went to school to be an English teacher, and all she does is complain about the other teachers. She's like, I studied English, now I teach English. But the science teacher has a flat earth neck tattoo. Why is he teaching that subject? The gym teacher's 400 pounds and blind. He can't legally drive a car, but he can ref the games? This seems weird. That's why we need good teachers so bad, because I can't teach my son anything. I think I'm having a teachable moment all the time, but then I just accidentally traumatize him with some ungodly truth he's not ready for. We'll be driving to his school, you know, and he'll be in the back seat and he'll be like, hey, Dad, what's that building right there? And I'll be driving like, oh, son, that's a Catholic church. Oh, little factoid, the Catholic Church managed the slave trade for 300 years. What? What's that? What's that? Worst thing they've ever done? No, that's the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Catholic Church, boy. Yeah, that's just them warming up as far as dark shit in history is concerned. What? No, son, religion is just a tool created by the powerful to control the weak. I mean, what? What'd you say? What? No, Jesus is fake. Don't fucking be a sheep. You'll join a cult. Get out of here, you know? And then, and then he gets out of the car, you know, the teacher's standing there like, why is he crying? I was like, I don't know, sounds like a you problem, 1 star. Fuck out of here. Sorry, Mrs. Jones, gotta roll. But then they hate me at that school, because then I get kicked out of the parking lot for skating the curbs fucking 10 minutes after I send that kid in there. They're like, why are you still here? I was like, I don't know. I'd be here a lot longer if you wax these things. 1 star. Fucking see you later. I am an adult skateboarder. Thanks. No. It's funny I'm an adult skateboarder. That's what people call me now, which is an expression I hate. Adult skateboarder sounds pornographic, okay, you guys? Adult skateboarder. The only things I know with the word adult in front of it are like bookstores and magazine sections and DVD shops. Adult skateboarder sounds like a hotline you would call if you're like a lonely skateboarder. You know what I mean? They'd come on the TV and they'd be like, hey boys, call us. 1-800-ADULT skateboarders. That's right, we want to see your pole jam all night long. For $19.99 a minute, you can call us and we'll call your mom and tell her everything's gonna be okay. And we love to get fingered by dirty fingernail beds. That's like our favorite thing. 1-800-ADULT skateboarders. For $19.99 a minute, we will film your clips at the skate park. We love hanging out there all day by ourselves and having no one talk to us. 1-800-ADULT skateboarders. It sucks. I recently broke my ankle skateboarding, and people give me what I call reverse sympathy. 38 years old, just broke my ankle, I'll come in on crutches, and people will be like, oh my God, what happened, Taylor? And I'll be like, skateboarding, and they're like, oh, go fuck yourself. I almost felt bad for you. That's what you get, stupid. That's what you signed up for. How dare you come in here and tell me, like who else gets this reaction? I didn't hurt myself on purpose. It still hurts, you know what I mean? But no one else reacts like this. And that's what, like, you find out your friend was attacked by dogs, but then they tell you they do home invasions. Like, that's how people react. I don't approve of your lifestyle, and that's you got what you deserve. I'll be honest, that's what you get. You're a criminal. Broke my ankle skateboarding, and you know how most people break their ankles? I asked my surgeon. I was like, how do most people do this injury? And my surgeon's like, high heels. What? High heels? I'm fucking chasing my dreams in the streets. And everyone feels bad for these bitches? What the fuck is that about? I'm fucking chasing my human potential and you're just bad at being fake tall? And everyone feels bad for you at this office party? Fucking skateboarding gets no respect. We gave you Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Jackass, fucking Spike Jonze the filmmaker, right? And then everyone fucking gives me reverse sympathy, but Stumbling Stephanie gets all of the fucking love? You just don't know how to get drunk out of a cab on lady stilts? That's not fair! I'm trying my best. Trying to raise my son, you know, it's hard to give my son good examples as a skateboarder. It's not, you can't set a good example for your son where you're asking him to, like, watch out for the cops. You know what I mean? But I'm trying, you know. I try to, like, set a good example. That's why I don't support Chick-fil-A. I eat there. But I don't support them. It's a fucked up company. I don't support Chevron, but I gotta get gas sometimes, you guys. I don't support Chick-fil-A. It's a terrible company. Chick-fil-A funds conversion therapy camps. You guys know what that is? That's a camp where they take gay kids, send them to camp to try to turn them into boring kids. And I personally think that's wrong. It is, it's fucked up. I heard about conversion therapy camp when I was a kid. They had that same thing when I was like 13, and I thought it sounded pretty cool. Not because of what they did. I don't like how you guys laughed at that part, but I didn't think it was cool because of what they did. I didn't have that much money growing up, so I didn't know that there were camps that sucked. Everyone who went to camp, I was just jealous. You know what I mean? Like, oh, football camp, way to go. That must be great, Greg. Oh, you're going to ballet camp? That's going to be fun, Tiffany. Oh, conversion therapy camp. what is conversion therapy camp? Because it sounded like top secret in science fiction. You know what I mean? It sounded like the coolest of all the camps. And then I saw the kids who were going to that camp, and I was like, what are they converting these kids into? Are they turning these queers into X-Men? I want in. Is that how it works? Is that how it works? Whose cock do I have to suck to get some claws around here? Is that how it works? I don't know anything. I'm 13. If you fuck me in the ass, can I fly? Is that how it works? Then fuck me to the clouds, goddammit. I'm fucking trying to fly. Is that why Professor X is in a wheelchair? From getting bottomed out for so many years. And that's why he's so powerful? I don't know. Don't judge me, I'm 13. But then all my friends came back from camp, and they were like, no, Taylor, that's not what happened. And I was like, I'm so sorry. But then they told me what happened. They're like, it was awful, worst summer of my life. They tried to change me. But then they told me they did all have sex. Yeah, it turns out you can't send a bunch of gay kids to camp together and not expecting to fuck each other's brains out all summer. What are you, stupid? And honestly, that sounded even better than superpowers to me. I was 13. I was like, I can imagine flying. I can't imagine busting inside a warm body. That is insane. How did that feel? What was that like? And all my gay friends went to camp, and they had a terrible summer, but they had sex, and they got to have sex with people they wanted to have sex with. Whereas my friends who went to Catholic camp, they had sex too. They had sex too. I got you twice, Catholic Church. Bow, bow. That's a 1-2 punch. I think we can finally say that now that Taylor said those jokes, we can cancel church, right? It's finally closed down the Vatican. Taylor finally did it. All right, I'll leave him alone. Trying my best, you know. It's like, that's why I was saying, like, that's why I only go 80 on anything. People go 100 on no Chick-fil-A. Fuck, I go 100 on Chick-fil-A, and then they go to McDonald's. Is McDonald's better than Chick-fil-A? Like, oh, McDonald's, the pillars of moral decency. McDonald's has been covering up deaths inside their factories and restaurants for 70 years, regardless of who those people fucked. Do you understand? I'm just saying, is the homophobic chicken worse than the murder burgers that we're shoving inside our kids' Happy Meals? I don't think it is, you know? But I don't know. That's why I only go fucking 80. I don't want to fucking go too hard on anything, you know? That's like conspiracies. Like, I feel bad for people who believe in conspiracy theories now because all my generation's conspiracy theories came true. It's true. Think about it. Fucking Area 51 is real. UFOs are real. And weed is the cure for everything. And everyone's gay. That is the foundation of every conspiracy theory. I've been fucking smoking weed to solve my problems, fucking talking about aliens, and calling everyone gay since I was 13. Turns out, I wasn't a conspiracy theory homophobe. I was a microdosing psychic and an ally, is what I was. You guys had me pegged all wrong. But I feel bad for people who believe in conspiracy theories now, man. It's fucking crazy out there. You know what I mean? People are like, how do people believe in all these conspiracy theories? It's like, you guys, weed is legal, and the entire country has high-speed internet. What did you think was gonna happen? That's like leaving a 13-year-old boy alone with porn and privacy, and then being blown away that your towels are crunchy. You know what I mean? It's like, what did you think was gonna happen? You start smoking weed and you don't go down a conspiracy theory YouTube rabbit hole, you're doing weed and the internet wrong. Do you understand? That's what those things are for. But you have to go far enough down that you climb back out. This is key. Because I believed in conspiracy theories. I went really hard down the rabbit hole. I believed in fucking Hollow Earth, shape-shifting reptilians. Yeah, QAnon flat Earth people were like, this guy's nuts. And then what happens, if you fall down far enough, you'll go to a meeting. This is so important for everyone's journey. Because that's what happened to me. I went to a meeting thinking I was going to meet up with hundreds of other like-minded, shape-shifting reptilian individuals. And I went to a Holiday Inn with 6 people who just smelled like reptiles. And I was like, all right, you got me, internet, you got me. Fool me once, all right, you got me. I've been on the computer by myself for too long. I'm gonna go start reading some books. And that's what I hope most people, you start reading some books, the first thing you learn is how much information you'll never know. And the first thing that happens when you realize that is how to never talk about conspiracies in public ever again. And that's what happened to January 6th, right? That's what happened. If you guys watch January 6th, 10,000 people went to that march, right? 2,000 people stormed. That means 8,000 people were like, all right, you got me, internet. I've been alone for too long on a computer by myself. I thought this was gonna be a coup on the Capitol. It looks a lot more like the last call at an Arizona Applebee's. So I'm gonna just bow out, go read some books. I hope that's what happened. I doubt it. I get why people believe in all these conspiracy theories, because I think everyone at one point believed in a conspiracy theory. Round of applause. Who here has believed in a conspiracy theory? Good. The people who are not clapping are crazier than every conspiracy theorist I've ever met. No, I'd never believe in a conspiracy theory. Oh yeah? Did you ever believe in Santa Claus? Yeah, the original conspiracy, right? And it was true. How did you find out about Santa Claus? It wasn't official channels. You didn't find out about Santa Claus not being rolled through the mainstream media, did you? No, it was some middle school Alex Jones. That's how you found out about it. Right? Some just fucking punks smoking, swinging on the monkey bars, being like, Christmas is an inside job, brother. That's right, your fucking parents are in on it, all your neighbors' parents are in on it, everyone in the country is fucking in on it, okay? It's a giant corporate psyop, I'm telling you. And you're like, that is fake news, Alex, that is fake news. Magic is real, I'm a good boy, and that's why I get presents. Come on, Alex, Santa's real, and he's fucking going on the monkey bars being like, there's a body double in every mall, fucking look into it. And you're like, what? One of them's your uncle. What the fuck? And now, I never actually really believed in Santa Claus that much because my parents told me Santa was real, but they also smoked inside. It's hard to believe someone when they're smoking in your face going, you'll be fine. I'm like, I don't think I am fine. And I'm starting to think the Santa Claus thing might be bullshit too, to be honest. So my first Christmas memory is waiting for Santa Claus. I had a hiding spot in the living room. I'm waiting for Santa Claus to come, right? And I think I hear Dancer and Prancer, but it's not Dancer and Prancer. It's my mom and dad coming down the stairs, smashed and hammered. That's what I hear. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, wrapping presents to Taylor from Santa Claus. And they're talking about blowjobs and shit. My childhood's collapsing in front of me. They go to bed, and then I storm the Christmas tree. That's right, that's what happened. My January 6th was December 24th, okay, guys? That's what happened. Except I actually did expose a conspiracy. So I pop out, I see all these Christmas presents wrapped to Taylor from Santa, and I'm like, oh, 2 can play at this game, motherfuckers. So every year after that, I would wait for my parents to go to bed, and then I would sneak into the living room with a bunch of presents that I got myself, wrap them up, write to Taylor from Santa Claus on every last one of them, put them under the tree, and then I would go to bed. That's right. And then every Christmas morning, I got to watch my parents wandering in the living room, all hungover, looking at all these mystery gifts all over the floor. And I just watched them going, maybe Santa Claus is real. Because they didn't know where any of these presents came from. We were broke. They couldn't afford all this shit, you know? And I didn't believe in Santa, so it was all stolen, right? Like, where's a Sega Genesis gonna come from if not the North Pole? Answer me that, James. Answer me that. And they're fighting every year. You got him. No, you got him. Fuck you, Fawn. Fuck you, James. I'm sitting there like... And it was hard on their marriage, too. They can't go to couples counseling. Who's gonna see them? They believe in Santa Claus. Eventually, I had to sit them both down, you know, and be like, all right, guys, go ahead, have a seat. I got some news to share with you. This is gonna come as kind of a shock. But Santa Claus isn't real. It was me this whole time. Don't ever fucking lie to me again. Like, I didn't want to fuck up my kid, right? I really didn't. So I didn't do any screen time with him till he was like 5 years old. I was like, no screen time. We're gonna wait till he's 5. And then he turned 5. And I was like, all right, let's watch a movie, but we gotta make sure we pick something that's not gonna fuck him up. So let's start out with like a good, wholesome Disney classic. What harm could those do? They've been watching these with babies for decades on decades. But now I've rewatched all of these trauma factories. What the fuck? Are we still watching these movies with babies? Have you guys seen a Disney movie as an adult? Every Disney movie starts like it was written by Quentin Tarantino. Go watch one. It's crazy. Like, one guy wrote the first 5 minutes of every Disney movie. Right? Like, they came in the Disney writer's room with a stack of scripts and they're like, we're in a real pickle with this one, fellas. It's just a deer in the forest. We got nothing. We need a hook. And there's just some psychopath in the corner's like, I got some ideas. Hey, that little baby deer's got a mom, right? Not for long. All right. Here's your movie. That little baby deer's in the forest, right? That little baby deer's mom is in the forest. And that little baby deer's mom is gonna get shot to death in the first 5 minutes. Jerry, this movie's for kids. And he's like, I'm not done. Then you're gonna burn the forest to the ground. They're like, Jerry, this movie's for kids. That's never gonna play. And he's like, oh, it'll play all right. It'll play on ice. And it does play on ice. They're like, all right, we gotta give Jerry all our scripts. Okay, Jerry, we got another one for you. It's called The Lion King. That little baby lion's got a dad, right? We'll see about that. Here's your movie. That little baby lion's dad's got a brother. That brother's fucking nuts. He's crazy. He's gonna push that daddy lion off a cliff. Jerry, is that how he dies? Oh, you think that's how he dies? Nah, then he's trampled by a stampede of all his constituents. Jerry, you've gone too far. I'm just getting started. Then the baby lion is gonna go cuddle with the corpse. Everyone forgets about that part, but it's in there. All right, Jerry. We let you go far enough with Bambi, but this is Disney, by golly. That's never gonna play. Oh, it'll play all right. It'll play on Broadway for 100 years. And it does! And every Disney movie is like this. They're like, all right, Jerry, we got another one for you. How about this one? Fantasia. put him on acid. Next movie! What about all these princesses? Orphan these bitches. Orphan every last one of these princess bitches. I want the moms dead of every Disney princess before opening credits. Do you get it now? This is Jerry's house. This is how we roll. Dumbo. Make it racist. Put him on acid. Next movie. All right, Jerry, last one. 101 Dalmatians. Oh my God. I'm gonna need some time with this one. But it's gonna be all about dead puppy skin coats. Who here is just realizing that's what 101 Dalmatians is about? It's a 2-hour anxiety attack. And my kid's standing there like, are these 99 baby dogs about to be skinned to death at any second by an anorexic fashion designer? I'm like, it is. That is what it's about. You don't realize how fucked up these movies are until you watch them with a kid. Like, shout out any classic Disney movie. Just shout it out. They're all like this. Little Mermaid? Little Mermaid? All right, Little Mermaid, here's your movie. So, you know how Jerry thinks bitches shouldn't talk, right? Also, kill the mom. All right, next movie. Movies. I just did Little Mermaid. Oh, Aladdin. All right, Aladdin. All right. This isn't really traumatizing, but it's in the middle of the Arab desert and everyone speaks English. What the fuck is that about? Also, kill the mom. And, oh, and there's a boy in it. Kill both his parents. Fuck that kid. Pinocchio? All right, Pinocchio. All right, here's your movie. So there's this old pedophile lives in a shack. And he can't catch any of his own real boys because he's too slow. So he makes one out of magic and he wishes upon a star and then he gets a real boy and he puts a giant dick on his face. And the dick only gets big and hard when he's being a bad boy. They're all like this, every kid's movie. You don't realize how fucked up these movies are until you watch them with a kid. Because they're good movies, you know what I mean? Top to bottom, they're good movies. Until they're over and you turn to your baby, you're like, that was cool, and they're just shivering in a corner. Screaming into a pillow, what does it all mean, Dad? And you're like, oh, I fucked him up. I did it, I fucked him up. This is what people mean when they say don't have kids, you'll fuck them up. And now, I'm done with that bit. I'm not gonna do Mulan, I'm not gonna touch that movie with a 40-foot pole. Are you fucking kidding me, this day and age? But you don't realize how fucked up these movies are until you watch them with the kid and you turn to them and they're fucking freaking out and you're like, oh no, I screwed my kid up, why did I do that? And then that's why when people say that to me now, they'll be like, you know, don't have kids or people shouldn't have kids because they'll fuck them up. And I'm always like, yeah, I know. That's what you do to kids. You guys got real quiet on that one. I didn't say I'm gonna do it on purpose, you guys. I'm not Catholic. That's right. 1, 2, 3. Got you 3 times. You thought I was gonna do 2? What are you, crazy? It's a rule of 3s. I'm a comedian and a professional. Fucking goddamn it. I guess all I'm saying is, as long as you're kind and nice to each other and you buy a t-shirt after the show, I love you. Good night, everybody. I'm Taylor Clark.
That's good. Turn it off.
Oh, put me out the backstage!
Watch out, Chris.
I'm never paying for another comedy special again, ever. Just kidding. I'll pay all my money!